Hi everybody, it's Steve Anderson from AndersonShooting.com and my good buddy Rogue. We are here to tell you what you can expect from the classes we have coming to South Africa in February of 2020. We will have a standard class and an advanced class. The standard class will start with a stage that looks pretty simple but may not be. It'll let me get a look at your shooting, and then you'll figure out with just a couple of preparation tweaks and mental tweaks how much better you can do when you go to the first stage of your match. I know, buddy. I'll miss you while I'm gone. And then we're going to do a full dry fire tune-up. The dry fire tune-up will cover the first 12 drills from a 5-minute repetition that are guaranteed to turbocharge your shooting. We'll show you exactly how to do those. Then we're going to move on to group shooting and shot calling. You'll learn maybe for the first time ever that you can know where your shots go as the gun fires without having to wait to see what's on the target. So we'll look at that. I know. And then we'll move on to match mode practice so that you can use that shot calling to really be the backbone of what we call match mode shooting. So you can always shoot your current level of skill. We will revisit dry fire a little bit on day 2 in a much shorter fashion so you can see that dry fire doesn't need to be a 90-minute chore. You can do it quickly and effectively every single day. Then we're going to work on transitions, and we'll spend the rest of the day working on efficiency of movement and shooting while moving. The advanced class, we will look at a slightly more technical stage, get a little bit more involved in strategy and technique. We'll look at every single event from that stage, and we'll be able to tell, with this new timer we have, the AMG Lab Commander, you'll be able to see every single event on that stage compared to your competitors and see where you're gaining time and losing time and what you need to work on. We'll do a little bit of dry fire. Most of the people in the advanced class will have already had the dry fire tune-up. We'll just revisit that very briefly. And then we've got some American classifiers. And I know you don't shoot classifiers, but I've got some American classifiers that are very similar to the kinds of shooting you do in IPSC, where you'll be able to see how you compare with all the shooters in America and see what you can do to improve these basic skills very, very quickly and get instant feedback on what those improvements are and how they relate to our classification system. We're going to shoot groups at a larger distance, a greater distance, and then we'll finish day 1 working on partials. Partial targets standing, partial targets moving, partial target strong hand and weak hand. And then day 2, we'll look at dry fire while moving and match mode dry fire. We'll revisit that very briefly. And then we're going to spend the biggest chunk of day 2 looking at efficiency of movement and how you can reduce the time spent not shooting and ultimately raise your hit factor. And then we will work at the end of the day on shooting while moving to make sure that's a skill that you have and can use dependably. Look forward to seeing you in South Africa very soon. Oh, and by the way, we'll also be doing dedicated dry fire tune-ups at various places in South Africa away from shooting ranges, so you won't necessarily need to be at a shooting range to get a dry fire tune-up. Look very forward to seeing you in South Africa very soon. I love your country. Can't wait to go back.